Well, a hearty good evening to you once again. It is time for another edition of the Champion Brothers, ChampCast, Bama's Big Broad. I see, I did it again. Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern gospel.
yeah, you gonna have to turn yourself up. I can tell that
Oh,
already
really?
because I
I
feel
just
like
keep
I'm
getting all different every week, don't I?
I'm a
How's
whole
that?
lot louder. But hey, look, right over there's Neil.
Yeah, and I bet that's Chris right there.
Yeah, somewhere in the
yeah,
neighborhood anyway.
yeah.
So I come
All right.
streaming in with exactly about 52 seconds to go because I had everything all set and ready. I'm like, okay, it's gonna go good, and I went to do a little honeydew project, and it turned out to be a whole lot more. And so I
How
got,
many times has that happened?
oh yes, many, and
Yeah.
so now I've got something else to do once I get done with this. So
All righty then.
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, just ready to play a little music, which always makes me feel a little better, and talk a
Yes,
little music. And so, yeah, ready to go.
but the headline of the night, as it has been being, is a big concert that we got coming up real soon.
It's right around the corner now.
Here, let's just show
Seems
you
like
right
it.
quick.
Yeah, that's it right there.
And I'll tell you what, Neil, I'm sorry, but I'm getting a work call of all things.
Go right ahead.
While
I'm going to
this
tell
is
them
up,
all
you
about
talk
it.
about the singing. I'll be right back.
I'll do it, buddy. We are bringing in to Fayette, Alabama, the Fayette Civic Center, to be exact, the Lefevre Quartet coming to Fayette. What a good night we're going to have of gospel music. Faithful Friends will sing a few. Chosen Witness will sing a few. Lefevre Quartet will sing a whole lot. So we really want y'all to come and join us that night. It'll be a worship service because they will bring Jesus in Southern gospel format. Let me tell you. Won't cost you a dime to get in. You don't have to buy a ticket, no charge for admission. But you will have an opportunity to give. We will receive a love offering if it's given by you to help offset the expenses, but nothing required. We don't expect you, anybody, to have to give. So we just want you to come and be a part and enjoy this music that night. Excited about the Lefevre Quartet coming. They currently have the number one song in all of gospel music, My Jesus, on the Singing News gospel charts. And they're just kind of funny how that worked out, isn't it? They got their number one song right as they're coming to Fayette, Alabama. So y'all spread the word. Y'all come. Y'all support these guys, and let's just have a good night of Southern
Yes,
gospel
looking
music.
forward to it.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know, are we talking about the news of the week as far as they're concerned yet?
You
Or?
know, it's out there, so we might as well talk about it. Yeah, we might as well.
But on Monday of this week, the Lefevre Quartet released a video with Mike and Jordan and Danny Jones talking about the fact that they have decided to come off the road as a full-time traveling group.
Right.
And the release said that they were going to honor all their dates through the fall. Now, they didn't put a hard stop date on that, so don't really know what that is. But as far as we know, they are still coming to Fayette, Alabama, a little less than a month away. And then on Tuesday of this week, it was announced that Will Lane, the bass singer for the Lefevre Quartet, as of today, is going with the Mark Trammell Quartet as of the week of July 19th. As I look at my calendar, I'm not looking at you, Bubba, but it says, July 19th on a Tuesday, so I don't know what that's got to do with anything. But
Okay.
there, Will Lane is going with the Mark Trammell Quartet, so honestly, we don't know yet if they're going to be the Lefevre Trio or if they'll have a bass singer with us that night. But either way, it's going to be good.
Oh,
And
it
you
is.
still should be there. So,
That's
I mean,
right.
Will
I
Lane
mean-
is a great bass singer, but there's a whole lot of other bass singers, and there's a whole lot of other groups that's made it for a long time and done a lot of wonderful music without a bass singer. So,
Yes, sir.
you know, whatever we get, we'll be mighty tickled to have, and you will enjoy them, I am sure. So,
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's just another great reason to come, that for the foreseeable future, this will be one of the last times that you have to see the Lefevre Quartet.
yeah.
It's July 23rd in Fayette, Alabama. So that's another reason to spread the word and mark that one off your bucket list. I saw those guys live when they were at their peak, really, as far as they're just one of the hottest quartets there is right now. But just
Oh, yeah.
life has a way of changes being brought about, and there's changes that they've decided to make, and that is to stop traveling as a group. So come and enjoy them that night while you can, for sure.
Absolutely. And still hoping to have at least one or two members of the Lefebvre Quartet on with us during this visit in the weeks to come. So looking
Right.
forward to that as well.
That's right. Yeah, we don't have exactly who and when nailed down yet, but we have got a verbal confirmation that somebody will join us. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get that all scheduled up, and you'll be able to see some of those guys and hear some of their stories, and let us throw sideways questions at them and see how they respond.
Speaking of which, this is my second broadcast of the day. Well, I use the broadcast term very loosely, but
Yeah.
a little bit earlier this afternoon, I had the chance to chat with our buddy Mark Bishop and, in preparation for another episode of Champ's Favorites that airs on Real Southern Gospel Radio.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cool.
so Mark and I had about an hour-long conversation today, and looking forward to having that on. I think the schedule will be that one will be on in August.
Okay.
So we have to kind of do them as we can. So
Sure.
But enjoyed visiting with Mark Bishop a little bit earlier today. So,
Hey, it was a rumor. I didn't know if it had been shared with you yet, but there was a rumor started by Les Butler himself. One of the shows online recently where he said something about they were working on making that a weekly show.
yeah, he has approached me with that idea. I just don't know yet if I'm going to be able to make that happen.
That's a big
quick,
workload. Yeah, I
sooner
wondered if
rather
he
than
had talked to
later.
you about that.
Yeah, he did ask me about it, and I told him, I said, look, I would love for it to be a weekly show, but
Right.
And it may be to where I get a few more in the can, and then they just
Sure.
kind of start rotating the ones that I've already done
Oh, yeah.
through.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the hope. I don't know if it's going to be the reality just yet, but
Yeah.
because tomorrow I've got a interview set up with Mr. Gerald Williams of the Melody Boys Quartet.
Oh, cool.
And that's the one that I'm planning on doing in July,
Okay.
just a couple of weeks away.
Man.
So hopefully we'll get all that done and get to talk to Mr. Gerald. I talked with him this morning, and he had some prior obligations this afternoon. I told him I did tonight, so we set a time for tomorrow afternoon to talk to him. So looking forward to that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I hope you can, besides talking about his favorites, I hope you can pull one or two stories out of him while you got him on there. 'Cause
Oh,
I
I don't
love
think
to
that'll
hear
be
him tell about the years of singing gospel music across
I
this
don't
country.
think that'll be a problem at all, because I was thinking about it earlier today after I talked to him. It was around this time, about 18 years ago, which I think I said this last week, come to think of it, but I got
Yeah.
to fill in with him for
Right.
about 5 weekends.
Yeah.
And some of the most enjoyable times of that little stretch was when Mr. Gerald would be driving the bus and I'd be sitting in the buddy seat and listening to him tell stories
I can
about
imagine.
the days with the Melody Boys and the Plainsmen, and talking about Smiling Joe Roper. And
Yeah.
he always thought it was a neat thing that I'm from Millport, Alabama, and the baritone singer for the Melody Boys when he joined them back in the late 1940s was Coolidge Faulkner from Millport,
Oh.
Alabama.
Yeah,
So that was
Wow.
a neat thing too. So,
for sure.
well, anyway,
That
we
is
got
good
a lot of
stuff.
stuff to talk about this evening. And hey, look at here. Let's do a couple of howdies if you want to chime in. But buddy Joe Brown's watching tonight all the way from Gordo, Alabama. He said he's proud of us boys. So
Hey, Joe. Good to see
appreciate
you.
that. Always good to hear from Joe Brown. So thank y'all. And yeah, you can chime in anytime and let us know you're listening, or you want to react or to something we say or do or whatever. Feel free. But we always love to hear from the folks that are watching and listening out there. Just got notice that Scoot Chilnut just dropped in. Son, you ain't got nothing better to do tonight?
Howdy, Scooty. What, did you get a inside note
Well,
that was
I
going to
just
play
saw
you
that
tonight?
I just saw that he liked the video. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
That's pretty cool.
Good. It is.
But you and I both have been. Oh, I'm sorry. Tonight's broadcast is partially made possible by the Fayette Aquatic Center.
Okay.
I didn't have time to change out of my work shirt today, so
Oh,
there you
that's
go.
all right. That's
Well,
all
look
right.
yonder. There's another gospel singer that's listening. We
What's
just
there, Robbie?
all kind of. Hey, Robbie, good to see you.
Yes, for sure.
So, but we've both been running pretty much all day, and just wanted to. You know, you sent me a note right before I took about a 30-minute nap this afternoon to tell me that you had dropped some stuff in there. But
Yeah.
I just wondered what it was. Is there a theme tonight? It wasn't outstanding like last week's was, but
There really wasn't. I just started thinking about some different songs, and it just kind of happened tonight. I could get used to this sort of kind of radio thing of just picking and just kind of sharing whatever I want to. I kind of like that, and that's what
you've
tonight's
done more
really
show
about.
prep on this since March than I've done in 37 years of radio. I can tell you that.
So many songs, so many groups from the years have some kind of little memory attached to them, and that's kind of what these, most of these were. That there was some kind of memory attached to them that I thought we could share the song and talk about it a little bit. Let's start with that one from 1977. An album called Vintage Gospel was released.
Now, wait a minute. You fixing to see? Because I thought I had everything set up, and I just realized that I didn't. So y'all hang on just a second. You're going to see something you don't need to see, but we'll put that right back. So there we go.
Fine.
Now we're ready to go.
Yes,
1977.
Our dad was our dad was singing in the Columbian Quartet at that time out of Columbus, Mississippi. And you and I played in the band. And one of the songs that was really hot on the radio, on the charts at that time, was this song from the Florida Boys.
Yep.
And the Columbians learned it. We played it. The Columbians sung it all over our region of Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. And I just wanted to share it tonight. The Florida Boys Quartet, and I'm Standing on the Solid Rock.
Let's give it a listen here on Champion Brothers Big Broadcast. Here we go.
Through my disappointment, strife and discontentment, I cast my every care upon the Lord. No matter what obsession, pain or deep depression, I'm standing on the solid rock. I'm standing on the rock of ages, safe from every storm, from all the storms that rages, rich in love and rich, but not from Satan's wages. I'm standing on the solid rock. Even though he's gone now, I don't feel alone now. With comfort came the Spirit of the Lord. Now with His word to guide me, from temptations hide me, I'm standing on the solid rock. I'm standing on the rock of ages, safe from every storm, from all the storm that rages, rich in love and rich, but not from Satan's wages. I'm standing on the solid rock. Now I'm passing onward, each step takes me homeward. I'm trusting in my Savior day by day. I'm close as relation, firm is its foundation. So on this solid rock I'll stay. I'm standing on the rock of ages, safe from every storm, all the storm that rages, rich in love and rich, but not from Satan's wages. I'm standing on the solid rock. I'm standing on the solid rock.
Florida Boys, and I'm standing on the solid rock here on Champion Brothers Broadcast. That's good stuff right there. And I made reference to it just a little bit ago, but that's the second time I've heard that song in the last little bit, because that was on Mark Bishop's list of favorites for Champ's favorites. How about that? So there you go. Wait a minute. I'm trying to unmute you here. You're going to have to unmute yourself. Now we can hear you. Oh, stop it.
I was just moving
talk.
my lips then, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I don't know about you, but every time I hear the ending of that song, no matter who is doing it, I think about the Kingsmen. Was it Chattanooga Live that they did Standing on Solid Rock? I can't remember which of the live albums,
not
but
sure.
at the end, Hamill goes into a preaching mode. Rich, but not from Satan. Wages. I'm
yeah.
standing on a solid rock. I
Yeah,
just think
maybe-
about that,
was that
regardless
Nat-
of who's doing it. So
Maybe Live Naturally was that?
I can't remember, but it was
Yeah.
one of those good Kingsman live albums
Right.
from back in the day.
Well, that would have been all of them. So
Yeah. So I text Scoot during that song, told him to hang around and he'd hear himself in a little bit, and he said, "You want listeners, right?" I was like, "Well, yeah, that's why we're playing
Scoot.
you."
Oh, Scoot.
Which I keep going back to this, but when I was talking to Mark earlier, he
Yeah.
said something about when we played that song about Glenn Allred, and I was like, well, I've said this out loud behind his back and to his face, but Glenn Allred is 1 and Scoot is 1A as far as baritone singers go, in my opinion. So,
There you go.
and just good folk too. I mean, they're pretty much on
Absolutely.
the same level in that department. But anyway, since
Absolutely.
we're talking about it, you want to go ahead and play?
Yeah, well, let's do it. A song that his grandpa actually recorded
Yeah.
back in the 60s, I think. Might have been the 70s. I can't remember. I want to say it was like late 60s. 69 maybe is when Dale actually recorded this song, and the Dixie Echoes put it on an album back in 2009. And I thought Scoot did a wonderful job of it. And that is the song Now I Have Everything.
Let's play it right here. Well,
And now I have everything. I had nothing but heartaches and troubles. I was seeking for fortune and fame. I had nothing but doubt and confusion. But now I have everything, and I was making big plans for my future. Oh, I was living my lifetime in vain. I had prayed for life's only meaning, and now I have everything. I have everything I need to make me happy. Oh, I have Jesus to show me the way. He saved me and gave me life eternal. And now I have everything. And now I have everything.
oh, they're going crazy.
Absolutely.
That's good stuff right there now. Scoot and all the boys, and now I have everything.
For sure. Put that back up one more quick time, if you
Okay,
don't mind.
there you
that,
go.
That particular group,
Move
we
out
were
of the way.
talking.
There you go.
We was talking last week about the Memphis Quartet show that I
Yeah.
was able to go and see this year. This year, yeah, and of course it's coming again next year. And one of the matinees are going to have next year is a Dixie Echoes reunion.
Oh, that'll be cool.
And that lineup on that album is going to be one of the main groups, as I understand it, that's going to sing that night. I think they're going to have other past members, but they were kind of showing that as, this lineup is going to do a bunch in that matinee. So yeah, I'm ready to hear that right now.
Absolutely. So, well, let's catch up and say some hays. We got a bunch of folks speaking up and listening in tonight. David and Pam Baker says, "Hey y'all."
Hey, Pam and David.
My classmate from dear old Millport High, Melanie Parker Jolly, is listening in Ethelsville, Alabama.
There you go.
And let's see here. Kim Melvin Foster says, "Hey, Neil and Chris." That's Ron Foster's wife. Glad to have y'all.
Full-time job keeping Ron Foster straight.
Loretta, yes, that's true. Loretta says, "Scoot does a fantastic job on this song." Yep.
Agreed.
Let's see. Morris Moore says, "Evening, fellas. Hope y'all are doing good. Great music with great hosts." Well, I agree with half of that. Let's see. Jamie Turner said, "One of the good ones right there." So, David and Pam love this song. Is that me or you? I'm hearing
I believe that's you, and it was me too. That was one of them national alerts come across on the cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Megan Edgeworth says, "Greetings from Hominy Valley over there with Primitive Quartet." So,
hey, Megan.
And let's see. My buddy Shane Watkins says, "Speaking of the Kingsmen, nobody could play the piano like Anthony Berger. He could play Mary Had a Little Lamb and it'd be anointed." Well, okay.
You're spot on. Spot on for sure.
Good way of putting it there, Shane.
Hey, and I was thinking about Robbie listening in tonight, too. We're going to have to get some new ground going on here one week. I don't think we've played new ground yet, but I bet, I don't know, if we snuck her $1 or $2, she might even come on and talk to us one night. But I'm going to reach out to Robbie and see.
Robbie, have your people get in touch with our people. We need to have you on sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
so
let's do that.
If you're still with us, tell us if you will or not. Oh, there's my present. Okay. There we go. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we got weather alerts and we got manhunt alerts.
I'm trying to get all of it to hush, but yeah. So there you go. All right. So sorry about all that.
All right. Robbie's already spent a time in prayer and said yes, so I guess her people will be talking to our people.
All right. Yes. And so Robbie, we'll get in touch with you and set that up because we're going to be doing several of these for the next little bit. So
yeah. Well, another memory that I had.
Oh, wait, I'm not sure what that was. I was like, well, as long as we're just making random noises, I'll just sound the air horn.
One thing you can always expect to get on here is the unexpected. So, because we don't even know what to expect.
And because we don't know what we're doing, really. This is...
It's fun.
You're in the high tech world, but not in this area, and I'm in this area, but not in the high tech world. So. Excuse me, that drove me to drink.
That's a good way of putting it. Hey, another song that I thought about that had a memory attached to it. It's actually a song that the Cathedral Quartet recorded back in the early 70s, 71, I think, on the Everything's All Right album. A song called When God Dips His Love in My Heart. And when I saw that song, what popped into my mind was our days, traveling years ago with the Bama Boys locally in our area, there in northwest Alabama. And we used to sing with a bunch of guys called the Pontotoc Ridge Boys. You remember them?
Oh, yes.
And they used to sing this song. Brother Tom, and Adeem was their bass singer, and he would just wear this song out, man. This, when God dips his pen in my heart, dips his love in my heart.
There you go.
Because they had a bass lead like on the chorus, the way that they did it. And that's what came to my mind was the Pontotoc Ridge Boys back in that was probably the 80s, early, mid 80s.
Yeah.
But let's hear the Cathedral Quartet, the way they laid it down.
All right. Here we go. Cathedrals, and when God dips his love in my heart.
When God dips his pen of love in my heart and writes my soul a message he wants me to know, his spirit all divine fills this sinful soul of mine. When God dips his love in my heart. Well, I said I wouldn't tell it to a living soul, how he brought salvation and he made me whole. But I found I couldn't hide such love as Jesus did impart. 'Cause it makes me laugh and it makes me cry, sets my sinful soul on fire. Hallelujah, when God dips his love in my heart.
Well, he walked every step of Calvary's rugged way to give his life completely and bring a better day. My life was steeped in sin. In love he took me in. His blood washed away every stain.
Well, I said I wouldn't tell it to a living soul, how he brought salvation and he made me whole. But I found I couldn't hide such love as Jesus did impart.
'Cause it makes me laugh
And it makes me cry, sets my sinful soul on fire.
Hallelujah, when God
Dips his love,
hallelujah, when God
dips his love,
hallelujah, when
God dips his love in my heart.
The Cathedrals, and when God dips his love in my heart, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And we are just having us time tonight. So
Absolutely.
still trying some new things and some different things, I guess, and trying
Yeah.
to work some stuff out. We're getting reports that the music may be a little bit too loud, so
We'll
it's
work
like
on
when
them
we go to
levels.
sing somewhere, and I'll ask them, is it too loud? And if they say yes, I'll say, well, move back. If they say it's not loud enough, I'll say, well, move up. So
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that works for that, but I'm still having issues hearing you, Neil. I mean, it seems
Okay.
like you're a lot lower than me. It just may be me too. So
Well, I can definitely turn it up a little
y'all
bit and
let
we
us
can
know.
see.
Let's see. Derek Frericks, my old buddy from back in the Reach Satellite Network days, said it sounded like bad baloney. I'm not sure if he was talking about the cathedrals or
Uh-oh.
the air horn that I played a while ago.
Yeah.
Now Derek
Don't
says
tell
turn it up to 11. Okay, we'll try to do that.
We'll
Megan
just take it
Edgeworth
right
said,
on.
Neil, I have a question about a group when you see this comment. So you just seen it, so I guess you can ask her question now. So
For sure. All right.
absolutely. So, but yeah, we
Good deal.
just doing all kind of stuff tonight and going all over the place. But the main thing we want you to do is to put July 23rd on your calendar. There it is across the bottom of the screen and all over the screen.
Yes,
Lefevre
sir.
Quartet coming to the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama at 6 o'clock. And faithful friends and chosen witness will be there too. No admission charge. We will receive a love offering. And if you need directions or any of that kind of stuff, you can either let us know here, get in touch with either one of us, send us a Facebook message, or you can call that number right there, 205-664-3803, and we'll get you all the information that you could possibly want and then some. So y'all
Yeah,
come be with us.
A lot of backstory about the event, but the bottom line was me and you just thinking there ought to be more singings in our area where we grew up. You know, there
Yep.
used to be more back years ago, we thought, and we just said, hey, let's just help it out by having some ourselves. And so we're kind of settling in to having at least 3 a year there at the Fayette Civic Center, March, July, and November. And had a
Just
great
right
time
quick,
with it.
like in November, we're going to have that group right there. Endless Highway,
Absolutely.
so.
Endless Highway coming to Fayette, Alabama in November. We had a great time back in March with the Dixie Echoes, Lefevre Quartet coming in July. And we've already got the Dixie Echoes booked back for March of next year. So that
Yes,
March
sir.
and the Dixie Echoes may just be an event you just need to put down for annual event.
Yep. Scooch, you coming back whether you want to or not.
And that is the truth. And you might ought to work on the staging of Now I Have Everything before then, too.
Well, there you go. You ever gotten a request 9 months ahead of time?
Yeah. Goodness.
But yeah, you had a bunch of good songs on here and a bunch of good memories attached to them.
Yeah.
And we say that we play real Southern gospel on here, which we do for the most part. But sometimes we just go off on our own kind of direction.
Right.
And I know I think I'm speaking for you, but one of the 8-track tapes that we grew up on was the George Jones gospel album In a Gospel Way.
That's right.
And you
8-track
and I
tape.
both kind of rediscovered it not too awfully long ago. And I think did they re-release it? Am I thinking right
They
on
may
that?
have.
But I
I
can't
don't
remember,
know.
but I remember finding it again.
Right.
But you had a song down called The Baptism of Jesse Taylor, and I'm just going to let you take it from there.
Oh yeah, I could. That was one of the mains. I mean, I listened to that song so much I could every song, every lyric, because I just love the music. I mean, anybody that wants to judge me for listening to George Jones, go right ahead. I'll pray for you about that. But anyway, George Jones, one of the greatest vocalists there ever was. Period. Now, that totally aside from the lifestyle he lived or maybe the things he did in his younger days, but what a vocalist. And when he sung a gospel song, it grabbed a hold of me. I mean, it did. This song was no exception. And the memory that goes along with it, besides listening to that 8-track tape, was how many times I put in our notes, how many times did we play this for Brother Robert Folks to sing?
I think the last total that I had was 631. So.
I mean, he sung it besides just when we played, but we sang with him and with the Pace family so many times over the years. And in the later years of the Bama Boys, it was just him a lot of times. And Mark Jones, it was playing with us. He'd play piano, you'd play drums, I'd play bass. And Brother Robert would have to baptize Jesse, as we'd say every time. And so I wanted to share this song tonight with the old possum himself doing the baptism of Jesse Taylor.
They baptized Jesse Taylor in Cedar Creek last Sunday. Jesus gained a soul and Satan lost a good right arm. They all cried hallelujah when Jesse's head went under, 'cause this time he went under for the Lord. Among the local taverns there'll be a slack in business, 'cause Jesse's drinking came before the groceries and the rent. Among the local women there'll be a slack in cheating, 'cause Jesse won't be stepping out again. The scars on Jesse's knuckles were more than just respected. The county courthouse records tells all there is to tell, and the pockets of the gamblers will soon miss Jesse's money, and the black eye of the law will soon be well. They baptized Jesse Taylor in Cedar Creek last Sunday. Jesus gained a soul and Satan lost a good right arm. They all cried hallelujah when Jesse's head went under, 'cause this time he went under for the Lord. From now on, Nancy Taylor can proudly speak to neighbors and tell them how much Jesse took up with little Jim. Now Jimmy's got a daddy and Jesse's got a family, and Franklin County's got a lot more men. They baptized Jesse Taylor in Cedar Creek last Sunday. Jesus gained a soul and Satan lost a good right arm. They all cried hallelujah when Jesse's head went under, 'cause this time he went under for the Lord. They baptized Jesse Taylor in Cedar Creek last Sunday. Jesus gained a soul and Satan lost a good right arm. They all cried hallelujah.
That's George Jones. They're doing a fine job on the baptism of Jesse Taylor here on Champion Brothers Broadcast. Neil and Chris, glad to be with you on a Wednesday evening. You never know when we're liable to pop up, but I don't know. I was looking for some feedback. Neil, did we know if the music levels are a little better now or not? Too y'all let us know if it's too loud or not loud enough and all that kind of good stuff. So we think we got some other stuff worked out. But anyway, I don't know. You unmute yourself and talk to me. That's you, Neil, I'm talking to now. Go.
Oh, I thought you ordered somebody else too. No, I was looking at the comments before I even got Brother Robert Folks out a while ago.
Yeah.
Billy Shaw said, Brother Robert, as soon as we said baptism of Jester Taylor. So he was definitely one that heard that many times. And Loretta said on that song that she kept listening for the licks we did.
Oh, yeah.
Licks y'all did.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
yeah. Guess we had some specific way we did it that was actually memorable, at least to my wife.
Yeah. And Sis, well, no, that's Moose. I'm sorry, that popped up. I was trying to say hey to Shirley Simpson over in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Said she likes that one.
Okay.
Hey to you, Sis, from 143 to you. Moose said that and brought a tear of the old Moose's eye. So
There you go. And Randall says it's good. I think he's
It's
probably
good.
talking about the mix. So,
okay, yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
good. So,
hey, Randall, good to see you. We're still going to have you on, buddy, so get ready.
Yep. So there you go. I think now that we're a little over halfway through, we're still doing this. So,
Ain't that amazing?
hey, we got a request. Can
Oh,
you believe
my.
that? Well, wait a
request.
minute. I want to say, hey, Eddie Gordon. He said the sound was just right. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Robinson, TR. Said
Oh,
somebody
Tommy.
play Somebody's Been Praying for Me by Chosen Witness. So
Well, there you go.
go back to last
I've heard
week's
that
and you can
one.
hear that. We might do it again.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
actually did play it last
We
week.
did
didn't
play it last week, though, Tommy. So look back.
Yeah.
We'll get it on again for you for too much longer. So.
Right. We're
But yeah,
scattered
we
enough just trying to play the ones we picked out. If we go try to pull others, ain't no telling what'll happen.
Yep, absolutely. I was looking to see some other folks. Jackie Chaffin Atkinson has reacted to the broadcast. Want to say hey to them too, and Barbara Dollar Howard. Thank y'all for listening in and watching in tonight. So,
Yes,
but yeah,
sir.
it was kind of. I was doing the honeydew last. I was trying to work on a portable air conditioner because the little duct that goes outside had like broke, and so I was
Uh-oh.
trying to get that fixed, and then trying to do that, it just kind of broke into several pieces. I was
Ouch.
doing that, and then about the time I flew in here to get started, I started getting calls and texts and all from work because we've had one of those little summer afternoon thunderstorms roll through, and
Oh, boy.
nobody wants to make a decision. It's always, well, let's call Chris and make him do it. So I was like, y'all just wanting somebody to blame if something goes sideways. I said,
I
y'all
hear
are
you.
there, I'm not. Y'all handle it. So,
I hear you. I hear
Big
you.
Mal listening in here in Fayette says good evening. I think he's in here in Fayette. But anyway, always good to see Mal.
For sure.
Thank you
Yeah.
for listening.
You mentioned that we pop in just whenever. I mean, yeah, we do go live, and sometimes it's different days. But if we look back over a week, more people watch this after the fact than are on here when we're live anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
we figured no matter when we do it, people that want to see it will eventually see it.
And we have gotten some, the last couple of weeks, for whatever reason, the Facebook overlords have kind of gone back and muted some of the music after the fact. And I was just getting some notifications in here tonight. I think this week they said that now that Sony Music Entertainment is collecting ad earnings from your video. And it said that we're going to be putting ads into it. So I don't know if
boy.
that means they'll do that or what. I don't know. But anyway, but we don't know for sure, but we think that if you go to either my YouTube channel or Chosen Witnesses YouTube channel, if you're watching this after the fact and it's muting the music or whatever, if you'll go to either Chris Champion or Chosen Witnesses YouTube channel, you should be able to hear all the music. So
That's right.
if you'll just go to YouTube and search for Chris Champion and look past all the ones that are for the late wrestler that used that name back in the day. But if you'll do that, you'll find my channel and you can go to it and look at it that way. So,
Yeah, because as I understand it, YouTube is kind of built for that. They actually, if you play some music that's copyrighted or whatever, it'll let you play it, and they're set up to channel, revenues from ads and that kind of stuff to the people that own that music. And
right.
you just can't monetize your own video and play non-copyrighted or music you don't own the copyright to,
Right.
which we're not trying to monetize this anyway, so that's
Exactly.
fine. So we may wind up just on YouTube is where we may. As
And
far
it
as
may
going
be that
forward.
Facebook may be doing that same thing now. They just may
Could
be
be.
sticking an ad in there, and any money they get off that ad goes to the copyright owner, as it should be.
Sure. Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
We want the folks that wrote it and all that, just like when it's played on the radio or whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to go off on a Gerald Wolfe type rant on it, but he's the standard bearer for royalties and ought to be paid for a long, long time.
Right.
And like I say, I agree 1,000%. So
Sure.
so
But
anyway,
I look at it as we're not trying to make money off of the music. We're just trying to promote the music and anybody
Exactly.
that we're trying to place. Oh, let's see. Gerald Wolfe. He sings with that little group out of Tennessee.
see, I was hoping
Called
you'd
Greater
pick up
Vision,
on that.
right? Isn't
Yes,
that's who he's a part of. Hey,
absolutely.
I had one of their songs on here tonight. So let's see if we hear from Gerald if we play this. You remember when Greater Vision recorded that album, Greater Vision Quartets?
Oh yes,
Which
one
they're
of my
a trio.
favorites.
And they pulled in a bunch of different bass singers, and this was my favorite song from that project, one that Glenn Dustin, at that time bass singer of Legacy 5, joined them on. And from back in 2003, I wanted to share this song tonight, He Is to Me.
Let's listen to it.
For many years we've heard about this man from Galilee. The Bible tells that Jesus was his name. Some will say that he was just a man like you and me. There was no greater reason why he came. But if I could, I'd take you to a humble little place where these blinded eyes were made to see. He opened up my heart and then he saved me by his grace. And now he means everything to me. He is to me my anchor. He is to me my rock. He is to me my Savior, in whom I place my trust. He is to me my comfort. He is to me my joy. He is to me my master. He is to me my Lord. He hung upon a cruel Roman cross at Calvary to pay for all the crimes he had not done. It was there he bought eternal life for you and me, making sure the victory was won. How can I describe to you the blessing that he is? I have never felt this love before. All I know is now I strive to be completely his, and every day he means even more. He is to me my anchor. He is to me my rock. He is to me my Savior, in whom I place my trust. He is to me my comfort. He is to me my joy. He is to me my master. He is to me my Lord. He is to me my anchor. He is to me my rock. He is to me my Savior, in whom I place my trust. He is to me my comfort. He is to me my joy. He is to me my master. He is to me my Lord. He is to me my master. He is to me my
That's Greater Vision with special guest bass singer Glenn Dustin, and He Is to Me here on the Champion Brothers broadcast.
Yeah, my memory about that one, but besides that just being my favorite cutoff of that project was, driving down the road singing with that song at the top of my lungs, trying to get all the "He is to me" words in the right order. Because it's it's kind of easy to remember. He is to me, he is to me, he is to me, but you got to get them in the right order, or I wind up mixing them and making up words. As I was trying to learn them. So.
But I did the same thing, and I often wondered, and I didn't ask Gerald or Rodney or Jason at the time, but wondering if they did one of those little, what do they call it, mnemonic devices.
Oh, yeah.
Where you would remember the first letter of each one.
Yeah. That might have been the way they did it, yeah.
But
sure.
So now for the curveball part, when you put that song up there from that album, I wanted to play my favorite song from that album. Is that okay? Good. I thought you'd say that.
Do it.
But one of my favorites, and the one that I would sing to the top of my lungs, is Gerald just tears it up. And Ed O'Neill of the Dixie Melody Boys is the guest bass singer on The Longer I Serve Him. So we're going to listen to that one now because I want to hear it.
The sweeter he grows. Since I started for the kingdom, since my life he controls. The sweeter he grows.
That's one of them songs that all you can do is say, mercy. Are there any questions?
For sure. Should be none after that.
There better not be. Goodness gracious. That's the Greater Vision with Ed O'Neill and The Longer I Serve Him.
Yeah.
Hey, to Judy Armstrong. She says, y'all are the highlight of my week. Thank you for the stories, music, and memories. Well,
Man. That's
the cynical side of me says, Judy, you need to get out more. If me and Neil's the highlight of your week. But,
I think that, boy,
but we
got
appreciate
pressure.
that. Yes, we appreciate that so much. Thank you. And everybody that listens in and watches and all that kind of stuff, whether or not you chime in, we always love to hear from everybody. But
Sure.
I was just
Absolutely.
looking down the list of reactions that hadn't necessarily said anything, but hated Dwayne Guyton and cousin brother Scott's liked it. And so we appreciate all of y'all listening in.
For sure. For sure. And I saw Megan Edgeworth asked me about, for some reason it scrolled off and I can't see it anymore, but a gentleman that sang with a harmonier, she said, and I did not recognize that name, Megan, so I don't think that.
Let me.
Do you see all
Here it
the-
is. Yeah, here it is. Clifford
Yeah.
Sims, she said.
Clifford Sims, yeah.
He was the bass singer of the group The Harmoniers.
Yeah. That name doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't mean we hadn't crossed paths, but
Now, I know we had the State Line Harmoniers.
oh yeah, they were from
but
over
I don't-
around our way,
Yeah,
close
I'm
to
not
the
sure.
state line.
Yeah, that's true.
And hey, Randall, you're going to have to help make this happen now. We're going to have you on if we're going to play some Galileans, Followers, and Brooks Trio. So you need to be getting that music together and getting it my way. We'll flat do it. Yeah, I love playing some of the regional artists from the area, from Alabama and around, maybe that a lot of people don't hear. Just like we featured the Fields family, the Bryant brothers, the McAdams that were singing when we grew up. But yeah, that'd be great, Randall. Would love to do that.
And while we're here, let's reset, because the main reason that we started this was to help tell you about some singings that we got coming up, like this one coming up July 23rd, which is 4 weeks from this Saturday.
Yeah,
Is that right? Or 3 weeks from this
sounds
Saturday?
close enough to me.
Yeah, 3 weeks from this Saturday.
Okay, I'll
And,
take that too.
Yeah, Fayette Civic Center, because this Saturday's the 2nd, so the 9th, 16th, 23rd. So, yeah, 3
Be
weeks
here
from
before you
this
know it.
Saturday. I'm going to like counting when I learn how. At the Fayette Civic Center at 530 Temple Avenue North in Fayette, Lefevre Quartet, or the Lefevres and them, probably, because we always say Chosen Witness is Neil and them, and
Yeah,
Faithful Friends is Ken and them. And
right.
But some form or fashion of the Lefevres will be there, and we're hoping
And they'll
that you
bring it.
will be too. So.
For sure. And you said 5:30. That's not the start time. That's the address. We're starting at 6 p.m. Okay,
Yeah.
just to clear that up in case anybody wondered.
Yeah,
So-
did I start to say the address and then got sidetracked? Is that what happened? 530 Temple Avenue North is the address of the Civic Center,
Yeah.
just
yeah,
so that we're clear on that.
absolutely.
But hopefully y'all will come see us, and
Yep.
we are pushing towards fulfilling Neil's dream of seeing the Fayette Civic Center full for a gospel singing.
Want to see
And
it packed
we
out.
want to see that. So y'all just come on and be with us. So,
Yes, sir.
well, we see you. You got what? We got
Got a
3
couple
more songs, 2 more songs.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah, 2
more.
more. You want to go bluegrass? You want to go quartetting?
Let's slide in a little bluegrass. One of my favorite albums that Quicksilver did, Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, is the album Gospel Parade, where I heard Doyle talking about it one time that he just always wanted to do a quartet record.
Yeah.
And I think that album is, I think maybe half of the songs are just a piano and a quartet.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is one of those. Barry Scott was part of the group at that time, playing the piano. And I know Barry had a run with the Perrys, I remember, in the Southern
Yeah.
Gospel world. And, hey, I just looped bluegrass gospel right in there with Southern Gospel. Hey, it's all good stuff, telling the same old story. And, boy, the harmonies in this song, it's another... it wasn't an album. It was actually a CD, I guess, that I had of this particular recording. But, man, I still listen to it. I still pull it up and listen to this whole thing often because I loved the Gospel Parade. And this particular song, I Have a Desire. Listen to the harmonies on this one.
has wandered astray. I have a desire to be of service all the way. When you are alone and feel that you have been forsaken, when you are alone, remember how the Lord was taken. Keep praying alone, Father, not mine, but thine be done. He died on the cross to save us sinners, everyone. I tried so hard, the road's been rough, but I'll keep going, going till my Lord says it's enough, and then I'll reap a just reward on that day and see the souls I've helped along the way. I tried so hard, the road's been rough, but I'll keep going, going till my Lord says it's enough, and then I'll reap a just reward on that day and see the souls I've helped along the way, and see the souls I've helped along the way.
Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, and I Have a Desire here on Champion Brothers broadcast. And I was just looking at that. Let me get my camera back on here. Oh, yeah, that scared somebody. I'm going to put this up for a second, but the second from the left, that's Jamie Daly, now of
is.
Daly and Vincent.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten about that. He was on that album too, so that's
Absolutely.
good stuff.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
that,
let's-
class
ahead, I'm sorry.
dismissed on Quartet Harmony after that song was over.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Boo Shaw said that melody sounds like the Sons of the Pioneer. So it
did
does.
kinda like-
I can hear that.
Yeah, I could.
Megan Edgeworth says she has the cassette of that recording. Probably can't even play anymore. Well, you just fire this up. You can hear it on there. So
There you go.
Cousin Linda Hines has awesome harmonies, and so did Eddie Gordon. Some great harmonies and sound. Absolutely. So
I agree.
glad y'all
For
liked
sure.
that one. Well, we've been at it for 59 minutes as of right now. So
Well,
you want to start wrapping it up, or anything else you need to tell before we play one more? So,
well, just keep that singing, that singing in mind that we've been talking about. We want y'all to come and hear the Lefebvre Quartet in Fayette. And then we're going to start talking about the one in November.
Yeah.
And then we'll be talking about that one in March and July and November next year. So y'all come on. Y'all come join us. No, we won't even attempt to do it forever if nobody comes. But I got a feeling folks are going to come and going to enjoy, going to worship with us through this music. And we're just doing this as a way for me and Chris just to reminisce and think about all the memories we've had singing gospel music over the years, in our area, and just use that as a way to get the word to people about these singings that are going to be happening in Fayette, Alabama. So one other one that I had on the list for tonight, it's kind of one of those things you've heard people say that, take a certain word and definition, and this would be the picture in the dictionary of this word. Well, if I think of a classic Southern gospel quartet song, this one just comes to mind. It just fills the bill to me, and it's fairly recent. It's not really old. I say fairly. Good night. 2004. It's pushing 20 years ago now, but from the first time I heard it, I thought, there you go, that defines Southern gospel, that song right there, and I wanted to just finish the night sharing it as to say, hey folks, here's some real Southern gospel. The
Yep.
Kingdom Heirs Quartet singing, I know I'm going there.
here it comes.
Jesus said to his disciples, I will go prepare a place, a land of many mansions where we'll spend eternal days. Then he ascended to the land he promised to prepare. Well, I am so excited 'cause I know I'm a-going there. Now you may want to call it heaven, beautiful country of Canaan, place where the saints will be living, land so very sweet, sweet, precious land of Beulah, home of the holy hallelujah. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there. I have made my reservation for that city long ago. There at an old high altar where the Savior saved my soul. If I should die tomorrow or I meet him in the air, I know that I am ready 'cause I know I'm a-going there. Now you may want to call it heaven, beautiful country of Canaan, place where the saints will be living, land so very sweet, sweet, precious land of Beulah, home of the holy hallelujah. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there. You may want to call it heaven, beautiful country of Canaan, place where the saints will be living, land so very sweet, sweet, precious land of Beulah, home of the holy hallelujah. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there.
But wait, there's more.
Now you may want to call it heaven, beautiful country of Canaan, place where the saints live, land so fair, sweet, sweet, precious land of Beulah, home of the holy hallelujah. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there. Well, you may want to call it heaven, beautiful country of Canaan, place where the saints live, land so fair, sweet, sweet, precious land of Beulah, home of the holy hallelujah. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there. I'm happy now that I can tell you I know I'm a-going there.
Sorry, I couldn't help
I
myself.
heard that. I heard that.
Randy Pennington taught me how to put the 6 in there on the ending. So.
There you go. Yeah, sounding good.
Oh goodness,
For
yeah, we
sure.
had a few more faithful friends chimed in. I think that's Johnny. If I had to guess, that may have been Ken. I don't know. One of the boys in my group that was watching on our channel said fine quartet. Yes, that is true. Derek
our
Craig
group-
said woo.
Our
He
group
went on
is
Ric
watching.
Flair on us.
Is
Huh?
watching too. Chosen
Yep.
Witness said one of them fake endings. That's kind of
Yep.
an inside story.
Mm-hmm.
We had somebody refer to those that sounds like it's ending, but then it cranks up again on a track as a fake ending. But anyway, we won't go into that whole story tonight. But it's been good, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And I was just working with Robbie Maxwell's people. She had sent me a message, or I sent her a message, and getting that. So we'll wait. But I don't know if it'll be next week or whenever it's good for her. But we're doing Wednesdays for right now. That was Ken that said that's on the Faithful Friends. Hey, Ken.
Oh, okay. Got you.
In one of those weird things that just stuff that I get into sometimes and just can't get out of sometimes, but I'm doing a play up in Winfield, The Addams Family, and we have rehearsals on Thursday night, so that kind of knocked me out of being able to do it on Thursdays. So that's why we've shifted to Wednesdays for the time being. But like we said earlier, a lot of folks see this after the fact anyway, and don't get. I think we've probably had more folks chiming in and watching live this time than we have since we started this deal. So
Yeah. Good to have you
Glad to
folks.
have everybody with us, and I hope you'll be back with us. As far as we know right now, next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. We may or may not have a guest or two or three, but you never know. Because a lot of times we don't know until right before time to start anyway.
Right.
But just please keep July 23rd on your calendar and come to the Fayette Civic Center for a great night of gospel music featuring the Lefevre Quartet or some reasonable facsimile thereof, and Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends. We'll all be there and just having a good old time regardless of who shows up. So we hope that you will be there. And if you need any information, just get in touch with either one of us or call Neil's 205-664-3803, and we can give you whatever information. No tickets, no, just show up, walk in the building. We're going old school and taking up a love offering, so if you want to bring a little extra love and put it in the bucket, that'll be great. If you don't, that's fine too. We're not in this to make any kind of money. We just don't want to lose a whole bunch, but sacrifices are made sometimes in the name of spreading the gospel, and we're willing to do that. So just wanted folks to come out and enjoy a great night of some gospel singing. So
Indeed.
anything else worth telling?
Just come back later and we'll talk some more Southern gospel.
I got a new toy, and I've been wanting to play with it all night, and I couldn't. Wait a minute, I got to put my eyeballs on so I can see it. But I thought we'd.
What a way to close the night.
Yeah, I know it. I've been wanting to play. I started just to do it and not say anything, but
Y'all come back and see us next week. We'll have a great time.
Cut it off.
all right.
See
See
y'all.
y'all. Good night, everybody.